For our United Way Spotlight of the Week, I'm joined by Trisha Robbins from the March of Dimes, and we're going to talk about assistive technology, correct?
Yes.
Well, thank you for being with us. This is so interesting. This is something I know nothing about, so I'm really going to lean on you to help me here. So, assistive devices, what does that consist of?
Some of the products that would come through the program would be wheelchairs, walkers, home and bath safety equipment. So anything that would allow someone to independently toilet or bathe, feed themselves. Sometimes we see communication devices for face-to-face communication, but the goal here primarily is to assist people with anything that will allow them to be independent in their homes and communities.
Okay, so this is keeping people away from institutions and so on, so they can function in their own homes.
That's right. Yeah, whether it's preventing someone from having to leave their home, say aging in place, or without certain pieces of equipment, you could have to leave your home because you're unsafe. So our goal is to always allow people to have access to those devices that will allow them to remain in whatever their home setting is.
Now, do you get involved in making a home? Because I know doorways have to be widened. There's bathrooms can be a little tricky if you have to somehow turn a device around, even a walker. Do you get involved in any of that?
So March of Dimes does have a program that is called the Home and Vehicle Modification Program, and we run that on behalf of the Ministry of Community and Social Services. But yes, they do modifications to home and vehicles to make them accessible for people.
So this is available to anybody who needs this?
So the Home and Vehicle Modification Program is open to Ontario residents, and so is the Assistive Devices Program. It's open to the Assistive Devices Program is available to adults and seniors, and the Home and Vehicle Modification Program is open to all ages because a vehicle might need to be modified in order to support a young child with a disability.
Right, right. What's the youngest? You mentioned children. What would be the youngest client you've ever had?
So in that particular program, which I don't oversee, they do see very young children with disabilities. So it really ranges.
All right. So mostly you're dealing with adults then, as part of what you do.
Yes, correct. We are dealing with adults and seniors who have either aged with disability or acquired disability at a later stage in life. That's our main clientele, 19 years of age and older.
Okay. Now, you say you've been doing this for 15 years. What changes have you seen that have really improved the lives of, well, let's say adults, seniors, and I know wheelchairs just keep getting better and better.
Yes, I think as, there are those sort of basic devices that never sort of evolve. A grab bar is a grab bar. Something that allows you to toilet, remains the same. The price does go up, but those have always remained. But, as you just mentioned, Donna, the technology that's available in terms of wheelchairs has substantially changed in my experience with the program over the years. And that a wheelchair that has high technology on it could make it so that an individual, not in all cases, but in some cases, may not need to modify their home because the chair itself, the seat will elevate so that somebody can grab something off of the shelf in the home, can use the kitchen. It provides different types of access than it would have maybe, say, 10 years ago as they start to hit the market.
Wow, I had no idea. So it'll actually raise, wow, that's amazing. Yes. That's amazing.
Yes. Yes.
No idea.
But it is also the price of a small car. They're very, very expensive.
And this is where the funding comes in.
Correct. Again, even the price of something that's very basic, a grab bar, or, again, something that would allow you to independently bathe or toilet, even if it's a lower price point, many people are still struggling to pay that portion, and they're already sacrificing basic life necessities, food, shelter, medication. And when someone comes along with the solution to fix the problem, the hundreds to thousands of dollars is just not available to them. And there are not very many things put in place to help people pay for them. They just will end up going without, which is a very dangerous situation, not only for them, but people that are, sometimes caring for individuals.
Oh, of course. If you're the one who has to somehow get that person from A to B, wow, I can imagine. Now,
Yes.
old man time catches up with all of us. So at what happens to these pieces of equipment after someone passes away?
So there is options for donations through different organizations. There's options to privately sell them, where it can be a little tricky. And people will apply and say, I found this amazing piece of equipment for a really affordable price on Kijiji. For us, the fear there is it's not being provided by a medical vendor, so we can't certify it for safety. The last thing that we want to do is go for the price point and sacrifice the safety. We are funding sources, we're not prescribers. And so it's difficult to go for a private sale. While it can be attractive, our choice and best practice would be to connect with a local supplier and say, we see this really great piece of equipment. Would you go and take a look at it? And if you think it's a viable piece of equipment, they'll purchase it. And then we can supply it to somebody. But there's always that fear. And even when people find a wheelchair that looks like it meets someone's needs within the family, there's real danger in sitting on seating that's not properly prescribed, because then you can get into wounds and ulcers, which can put people into the hospital if they can't heal. So it sounds like such an easy thing to do, but sometimes it can cause danger. And so we try to, in our program, steer away from that and have people working with their local suppliers because they can insure it.
Okay, wow. I never would have thought of all those angles. In the minute we have left, I understand the United Way has been really instrumental in making in your success. Can you tell me about that?
Absolutely. Our friends and partners at United Way have helped us tremendously in this community. And since the pandemic started, we've been able to help 103 local residents with 231 devices. And we would never be able to do that without the support of United Way. And the need in that community is great. We see a lot of people looking for assistance, and it is just, it's so life-changing. A device isn't just a device, it drastically improves the quality of someone's life. And we are so grateful to them for that support.
I've learned so much, Trisha. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Donna.